Hello and welcome to these full moon readings. This is EBINOTTI and the full moon is in Libra this month. If you're watching this when it comes out, it was on the 16th. And full moon in Libra it's really an interesting time because collectively it typically has been going one of two ways. Either people are feeling really great and making big changes in their life and feeling brave and courageous, and even when things aren't working out for the most part, things are progressing pretty quickly right now. And then on the other side of things, or maybe within your own life, one aspect is going really well, and then on the other side of things there's a lot of tension. There's probably a lot of like physical interference, like where you feel tired, or maybe you caught a cold, or the brain fog if you've been paying attention to the sun and its cycles and stuff as well, and all the interference with Earth. We sit here and we talk through the moon cycles, the new moons and the full moons, and we do this elemental reading, right? But the sun also interferes in its own way. So it's interesting right now what's going on in astrology, with the planets aligning. And then if you're looking at even the sun and what it's doing, scientifically, there's many aspects to kind of come at these 2-week cycles that, it's nice for us to touch base every couple of weeks, but within your own life, you might be interested in doing these cycles in other ways. So I highly recommend looking at the sun cycles. That's been fascinating. The interference physically has been real. It's been real. You can see it spread out in politics. You can see it with the tension within groups, things like wars going on small scales, and then even on a worldwide scale, and it's interesting to see the cycles reflected within our own moods and our own culture. So today we're talking about the air element, and that really is about communication and truth and our ideas and our mental state and what kind of a place we're in with that. So I'm so looking forward to this one. I have definitely been feeling some of the mental fog myself, and tired, and I caught a cold, like literally all of those things, but also very clear-minded and very sort of strategic in making big plans and thinking of new ideas. So it's interesting to have that sort of being really, really on in a day or in a week, and then being completely just like, down and out. The extremes are real when it comes to the feeling. So we're going to start off with some oracle cards here, like we do. If you're new here, welcome. Ooh, we've got one already. I like it. Okay, so we've got guidance. I'll let you look at the little piece of art there. Each card has its own imagery, so that's quite beautiful. We've seen that on this channel before. Guidance: you are not alone. You are guided by masters and teachers of the highest realm. This has been the energy within the collective that we've all been feeling, the feeling of higher purpose and ideas coming from that place. And it's so interesting, right? Because things that maybe are brand new in your experience, or in terms of, maybe what you're doing for a career, or, a new kind of partner coming into your life, things that are brand new are feeling like home. The comfort level of something that you never thought of before can be more of a home than what you're calling your current situation, your comfort level now. So we really are going to, I think, go deep with, I think this message is going to be a lot to do with the inner workings, like our deepest fears, our biggest dreams, and how we're living that truth or not living that truth. I'm curious to see what comes up here, but we're going to go into another oracle deck, and we're going to put our little oracle cards up in these picture frames here and get a theme for this reading, and then we're going to get into the tarot cards. The spread that we do here is called a quick pick spread. If you're interested in personal readings online from me, there are 3 different options to choose from. The quick pick spread, which is typically a lot shorter than this. They're supposed to be like 15-20 minutes long, and sometimes they are. But because these are general and they're for all of us, I like to kind of really spend that extra time and dig it out, right? But the quick pick spread is typically about a 15-20 minute reading, and you get the same 5-card spread with 5 clarifiers that we're going to see today. You can also get a 30-minute reading or a 60-minute reading if you want to focus on something specific, or get more of a deep dive into the general workings of what you can expect coming up in your life. any kind of guidance or clarity that you're looking for, readings are great for that. So you can find that kind of information down in the description box. Make sure you check that out before you leave here today. So our first card is Integrity. Look at that, such a beautiful card. I love this card. Integrity, and you know, again, that feeling of what is my truth and what is my code and what do I stand for? What are our core values here? You know, the ever looking presence of that kind of feeling, you know, to me that always looked kind of like an owl's eyes. But everybody gets their own messages out of cards like these because they really are made from sacred geometry. Oh, and we'll take them both. Let's see if anything else. Okay, we'll take both of those. And since this one came out first, we'll look at this first. Prayers and mediumship, very much so connected with these two cards. I love this. So your prayers are being answered. They've been heard. The greater purpose, like when you're really thinking about the things that you desire, or, you know, if you pray before you eat still, or before you go to, or sometimes you just have that overwhelming sense of gratitude and appreciation for things, and that can be like prayers as well. So just the recognition here that they're being heard and understood. But mediumship, now this one's a little bit different. Mediumship is speaking to a part of you or your abilities spiritually to connect to, not necessarily being a medium, right, where you're channeling messages and somebody's speaking through you, if you've ever seen stuff like that on YouTube or whatnot. It could be speaking to that in you, an untapped gift, so to speak. But on a more general sense, it really is talking about your connection to your faith, your God, your angels, your spirit team, kind of however you take that. For me, certainly this is understanding that if you really listen, you'll see the answers, you'll see the signs, you'll feel the support. So if you're seeing lots of numbers coming up in your life, you know, where you're seeing all these numbers constantly, numbers or signs, you know, a certain animal, a totem, whether it's like, you know, if it was like your grandma's spirit totem, then yes, that's a connection to that person specifically. But you also have like the support of the universe, you know, so you have a specific team here, the masters and teachers of the highest realms. You specifically have specific teachers based on what your gifts are, your talents, and your interests. And if you're really unclear when it comes to the sort of spiritual side of it, it's your interests will guide you to your gifts. It wouldn't be very beneficial of a system, you know, for you to wake up to your gifts if you weren't interested in them. You know, like there will be connections there. Pull that thread, you know, or start that project, or, you know, whatever that is. So interesting here, speaking about you needing to connect in some way and really see those signs and tap into it, or just knowing, again, you are not alone. So feeling that, not being frightened of it, or maybe you could use it a little bit more, you know, why not use these resources if you have them? Law of attraction certainly comes into play here, but also spiritual protection. You know, if there's a lot of things going on in your life that feel unjust or whatnot, then spiritual protection is something that you really need, right? So that your karma is balanced in a healthy way and you're not creating more negative karma for yourself. We're all kind of feeling that right now, cleaning everything up in our lives, right? So this is an interesting tarot deck that I chose today, simply for the fact that this is my personal deck. Like, this is the deck I carry. It's a little tiny one. It's so cute and chunky. Like, I just love it so much. I'll show you guys the little box it comes in. Little magnetic closure, and I always keep dimes stuck on the magnets. I don't know. They used to just kind of fall out of my purse, and now it's kind of like a lucky totem for me. So there's always dimes on my little chunky box. Inside it's got the mini booklet, which I just think is so adorable. So this is a great kind of deck if you're new to tarot, or if you're interested in learning about tarot, the everyday tarot deck. And then this is the mini size. You can get it in a bunch of different sizes. I'll make sure to link that one down below for you guys. But if you're ever curious about the decks that you see on the altar in these readings, I always have them listed down below for you. Okay, and if ever there's, you know, a piece of information that you want, please don't be shy in asking. You can drop it in the comment section. If you're like super shy, you can email me. Like, you know, find me on the socials, because EBINOTTI's on social media and stuff too, on Instagram. And you can just ask. Don't be shy. Okay, let's get into this. I'm real excited to do this and see what we got going on today. We're 10 minutes in. Not bad at all. I was a little worried that my voice wasn't going to hold up, but I'm feeling pretty good right now. Got a little bit of a cold going on here. The altar, I got it all freshened up and doing all the full moon rituals. I do bathing rituals and pour candles and all kinds of things like that. So I hope you guys are having a good full moon cycle. It's the first full moon of the new year. We've passed into spring. We had the spring equinox. And we can finally get some of that fresh new energy coming in. We can feel like, whether it's cold where you are, it still, you know, snows a little bit sometimes where I'm at, but we've been lucky enough to have some sunshine lately, and it's really brought things to life a little bit, brought things to light in a lot of ways as well. So people are really going through it emotionally right now, and I totally get it. First card out, Seven of Pentacles. Love that card. Saw it recently for my own personal readings as well, so that's great. It's the kind of energy that we've put into things, you know, it's the kind of mending and building and tending to, which is great. I like to see that as a starter. Let's see what else we get here. Burning some Palo Santo for this reading, if you guys saw that smoking right here in the beginning. Doing a little smudge for us, not too much, because like I said, my throat's a little bit sore, my sinuses are a bit dry, but doing a little bit of a smudge. If you guys are interested in smudging, I highly recommend Palo Santo, especially this time of year. I just love it in the spring and summer. It's such a, because, you know, campfires and backyard barbecues and fire pits and things, it's that time when people are still doing that, so you smell like campfire anyway, so Palo Santo is like, just fits so beautifully with that. Two of Cups out next. I like this because it's the feeling of what I'm talking about. It's the people you go camping with. It's the people you would travel with. It's, you know, this is saying we've been nurturing relationships that are actually important to us, even surprisingly with the pandemic. Even if that means, you know, you see this person once every couple of months, you still tended to that relationship. So relationships are looking good here. And then you might be thinking, the fuck they are, because you got stuff going on with people, but there are some secure and real soul connections in your life, and that's excellent. Even if it's just one person that gets you, you know. And there's central energy, 9 of Cups. The reason I'm laughing is because this is very singular energy, okay? The difference between the 9 of Cups and the 10 of Cups in terms of happiness and fulfillment and, you know, joy and nourishment and healing and all that stuff is this is on your own. So it's funny to say that, you know, whereas here we could be talking about a relationship, it's like, we're not though. We're talking about you. We're talking about how you feel about the relationships in your life that you've put energy into, and the payoff is reciprocal. So specific types of relationships. Let's see, get the next 2 cards. It's Temperance. Tons of water energy coming out here with Temperance coming out next. Major Arcana number 14. So this is about healing, you know, this is deep healing and understanding and intuition, and it's a very calm presence, but typically it's a calm presence because of a certain kind of chaos in your life, you know. It can be after a really rough set of trials and tribulations, like a really long period of struggle or challenge, or like I said, trials, you know. And I like that, because not only are you feeling good about certain connections in your life, it's like on a deeper level, you're healing the things that are potentially toxic. Like I can feel it coming, you know what I mean? Like, oh, we're gonna get more with the clarifiers and everything else. Like I can feel what's going on in your now, because we're talking air, right? And that's about how you're thinking about the things. So the need to clarify that you have good people in your life and that you will be feeling emotionally fulfilled, or that you are feeling emotionally fulfilled, is like because you're coming off of a long period of, you know, hardship. One more card in this row and then we'll get our clarifiers out here. Hardship. Okay, final card. Ooh, 2 major arcana back to back. We have the Star. Major arcana number 17. I love this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's wish fulfillment. Again, the water, if you see it reflected there. So beautiful. I mean, to me, this is a very angelic presence because of the amount of protection and healing involved with this energy. Here, though, it's like, ooh, there's more fire in this energy to me than there is just water. It's like this inspiration. It's like this ideal, you know, and in that it's not about perfection. It's about pursuit. It's about, you know, perseverance, because this comes again after a lot of trial and tribulation, big change, big hard change, big hard changes on the bottom, Queen of Wands. So we're feeling good, and I like this. Confidence will be key moving forward. So if you're not feeling if you're like, oh fuck, that's not good, no, you know, you might be feeling like a ragged piece of shit, but if you have ever seen those glow up transformation videos, it can happen in a second. And that's this energy, you know, where you shine and you shine bright. And when you need to be on point and at your best, you are, you know, you turn it on when you need to turn it on. I love that. So very charismatic, very skilled energy here, very poised. Let's see why. We're going to get all these clarifiers out. Communication will be there and available to you when it's necessary, okay? Because with the, you know, with the Star, we have a lot of clarity. We have an understanding of our hopes and dreams. Therefore, we've fully gone through the fears and the insecurities and all the breakdowns to need to sit in this place, you know, of alignment and fulfillment within ourselves. That means we've been tested recently, right? So let's see what else we get. Done the work, though, you know, if you need to hear that, that's for sure. You've done the work, you're putting in the work, you're getting the job done. That's very important. Not necessarily like getting the job done. That's definitely not the right wording, you know, but where you've needed to put energy into important things for your future, you have. And you might not realize that because you've got quite a bit of healing coming here. All 3 cards out next. And I'm going to take them because they were sticky. Okay, let's see. Not like physically sticky. I mean like magnetically sticky. So under the 7 of Pentacles, we've got the 3 of Pentacles. And I love that because 3 and 7 make 10. 10 of Pentacles is what we're all working towards. It's that kind of stability. Here we're talking about collaboration. So again, having real connections to people with that soulmate energy of the 2 of Cups has come from your own ability to continue down the path and to collaborate where you could collaborate and where your skills were valued, you know, like this. Whether you feel like behind you is all of this work that you will be proud of, that's the it of it. It's like you will be proud of this in the future. To clarify the 2 of Cups, we have the World. This is the final card in Major Arcana. This is number 21. This is a huge life change for you. And under your soulmate energy, you know, what that really means is that the changes that have been the hardest have been the most valuable to you. And this is the kind of energy that you don't get instant gratification. Okay, these are huge life cycles that as human beings we go through over the course of like 5 to 7 years. So you're closing out those kind of cycles, and that means that a lot of people in your life might be fighting against you in some certain energies, but also that you might be having conflict within yourself. You know, a lot of chaos, a lot of doubt, a lot of pain coming up, wanting to be released. And, you know, you might just be crying. Okay, I can see it already. The Empress coming up to clarify, 9 of Cups. This is your central energy, the feminine energy of the Empress, Major Arcana number 3. Beautiful earth energy here coming up to clarify this water as your central, because the truth with air being the element that we're reading today, the truth of it is that this is exactly what you need right now. So please take the time, nourish yourself, enjoy these moments, appreciate them for what they are, because it's important to recognize that so that you can fully utilize this time of your life, you know, where your spiritual connections are important so that you have strength and a foundation to really know that you're not alone. No matter how bad your life gets in the 3D, it's to know that spiritually you're not alone and that you have purpose and that, you know, you have value. The Empress really is about, you know, the value of a mother. That's why she's pregnant there. It's like the seed of fertility, the thing more valuable than money, you know, the way that we valued ourselves or, you know, valued our success is probably changing in a lot of ways right now. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, you know. It's important to really reevaluate those core goals and know that that's the most important thing to you, because you're going to give your life for it. You know, we all feel the weight of that truth right now. That's definitely within the collective energy, especially right now, beginning of the year. You know, because they in the Western world, they do New Year's is like January, right? But that's like winter. And then spring hits and it's like, wow, it's a new year. Like for real, it's a new year. Not just the Christmas cycle and New Year's Eve and all that, but it's like you get to start a new year, start new projects, have the energy for that, because hopefully you took the time to cleanse and declutter and, you know, really relax and hunker down for the winter. So, okay, let's move forward and clarify the Temperance card here with the Queen of Swords. Yes, that's that truth. That's that air energy right there, you know, dictating truth. And it's very necessary to have these kind of conversations coming out under Temperance. So I think that's coming up for you. Some very healing, hard conversations, you know, where now you can move forward and speak your truth, and it's going to require bravery and courage, but it comes from the heart. It comes from the type of energy that really is for the greater good. So when you start moving honestly as yourself, you don't have to stress anything. You can just be, and you can just allow others to be. That's that kind of energy where that kind of truth is on the table and everybody can just exist. So I really see you sitting at those tables and in those kind of rooms where you can just not coast, but relax that energy, the need to protect yourself socially or whatnot. So that's a really nice thing to feel. Clarifying the final card here, the Star, we have another major arcana, Judgment, major arcana number 20. And then the final card, the Four of Swords. Okay, so even more importantly here, your hopes and dreams, your fears, the things that are most important to you are not always going to be the things that are the most clear to you. So sitting in the energy that you're sitting in now, this feminine water energy of alignment, very important, especially when it comes to taking action as a secondary step. This kind of alignment isn't mental where you're like, oh my, you know, we're reading the mental energy of air, but this isn't a mental energy. This is very emotional. It's time to relax, get into alignment, so then we can be efficient when we need to be practical, logical, have difficult conversations, tell our truth, and make decisions. That's very important. And here, as more air energy coming out for us in this air reading, the Four of Swords, this is reflection, relaxation, rest, you know, so that you have clear mental understandings of what's most important to you, judgment, you know, those life changes where you live your truth based on how honest you can be with yourself. How willing are you to walk through the veil to the other side of truth and to express it as, this is who I am, this is what I dream of, this is what I care about, this is what I want to feed in the world, in myself. It's like, it's very potent. I can feel this pull towards something that you really, really ought to be doing, you know. And I see that as like somebody who cares for you, but as you, as the part of you that you came here to hear, not as me or my brand or this telling you what to do. It's like, no, you within yourself have only just begun to understand how powerful and some of these options that might be in front of you, some of these ideas that could stretch back, you know, to childhood or to a different time in your life. And it was like something that you didn't take seriously now becomes this idea, this option, this beautiful future. You know, it's very powerful. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Oh, there she is, Major Arcana number 2, the High Priestess. So again, this is a knowing. This is something that you know. The feeling, the signs that you're getting to be brave and to take this chance and to walk this path are real, you know, and they're so personal to you. Nobody else could possibly understand or see them. That's why it's so important for you to test these theories, you know, and see for yourself what is what, you know, like to really see if there's something here. I mean, have you ever really taken a chance on yourself before? And if that matters to you, could this be that chance? Oh my God, I don't know what you got going on, but I can certainly feel the excitement of it. Not the fear, but the hesitation, the resistance too. And as somebody who personally knows that feeling very, very well, it's such an exciting feeling for me, that kind of alignment. Know and trust your own intuition, because it's the most powerful thing you could ever do, is move from that energy. Because when you move from that energy, different shit happens. So my goodness, we're going to leave it right there. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading and that you got just the most out of it. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. It really helps. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested in seeing more content. Check out some other videos. We do all the elemental readings: earth, air, fire, water, and ether, every full moon and new moon cycle. So you'll be sure to check that out here. Facebook page for EBINOTTI. We also share a whole bunch of content from great astrologers and all kinds of people that just pertain to this collective energy that we're all going through. So could be a wide variety of content coming out on Facebook, but it's a really fun place to be. It's a great little community that we're building over there. So make sure you check that out as well. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really hope you got... We already said that. See, that's that brain fog. It's a little on the foggy side, but I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you in your next one.